Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. In this video we are going to go through the different bosses on the road to Nightmare 50. What I'm going to do, without further ado, I'm just going to jump straight into it. So we'll jump into Nightmare 30, 35, 40, 45 and 50, and we'll discuss the different bosses that you will need to face and how to counter them as well. So we'll jump straight in. Okay, so we've just jumped in, and it's a good place to test out Pandora. She has recently received an upgrade in that whenever a unit casts their ultimate skill, she will also cast her ultimate skill. The reason that we're using Valianters instead of using Glorians specifically is because Elune is the counter hero to this particular boss, is Gwyn. So applies curse on all enemies, reducing attack by 100%. It's a permanent effect and is removed when the enemy has 30 or more stacks of buffs. So the other way to counter Gwyn specifically is to get as many buffs on the team as possible. The reason that I'm not running Elma in slot 1 is because I do have this skill, Advanced Hearten. So enhanced position 1 at the start of battle. The hero in position 1 gains 500% max HP. So our Atrops will have 500% max HP, and Elma will not go down unless the rest of the team go down as well, which is why we are running the Undying Shield in this particular setup. And it just means that Atrops has a higher chance of surviving if she is in position 1, if you do have that particular perk, and it just means that the rest of the team aren't going down either. So we are running Leandra as well, and the reason for that is because she casts her ultimate at the very start of battle, which will then trigger Pandora to proc as well, which will allow us to swiftly dispatch these enemy units. So hopefully we'll start to see a massive build up in attack for Pandora, because that's just what she does. Yeah, so we've gone from what was that, 37k to 3,000 million. Yeah, it's not bad at all. And Pandora here is just going to one shot the entire enemy team. Yep, going up to 8,000 million. We've not even taken action yet. Nobody's taken action, and Pandora's doing 22,000 million. If you do want to pick up a copy of Pandora, I would not blame you in the slightest. She is, I think, now probably one of the strongest units in the game because of that fact. She's just done 100% of the damage, and there was no stopping that. There's absolutely no stopping that. Enemies had holy shields up, everything like that. So that is how you go ahead and beat this boss with a Valianters build. And let's jump into stage 35. So now we're in stage 35, and this is one of the more challenging bosses in the game. So let me just show you what I mean by that. So if I take out Ozzy, who is our counter hero, I'm not going to put there. In fact, I can't show you. I cannot show you, but effectively I have lost to this stage before on Auto Battler, even in Abyss, because there is a repeat of this stage at stage 35, and it just means that effectively we are bound for the entire game without one of these counter heroes. So it does make it very, very difficult in order to beat this guy, unless you have those specific heroes available. So as you can see, we are taking these guys down very, very quickly. That is the Splash Axe doing the work there as well. So let's jump into the next stage here. And we're back, and yes, I have had a shirt change, and also the day has changed as well. So I didn't get time, unfortunately, to finish off these last couple of bosses before round 50. So it is what it is. But we are going to jump back in, and I have changed my team lineup to a full 5 strikers. I'm very much enjoying this particular build of the strikers, and the reason that I've gone for this is because of the indirect damage. So indirect damage, in case you are not aware, is damage that is done without taking action. And that is in the form of corrode, in the form of burn, and in the form of reflect damage as well. There are other types, but nowhere near as strong as those. Mulan does apply that burn, and the rest of the Mystifiers on the team, Catherine and Tsukiyomi, do apply the corrode as well. Well, Tsukiyomi doesn't, but she does enhance the corrode effect. And then we've got Arthur and Doris as well as our other strikers on this team. Doris allows for the reflect to happen before enemies take action, which is very, very impactful when going up against these types of bosses. And Arthur does provide a massive boon for the entire team when you are dealing reflect damage. Now, for this to actually work, this team to actually work, you do need 10 points invested in your hope tree. Can't see it here, but you invest it in the synergy mark. So you give your dooms an additional synergy or a +1 in order for this team build to work, and it is this is why we have 3 dooms on the team as opposed to just the 2 that we actually have. I will be investing in Mystifiers after this as well, just because I'm very, very heavy in Mystifiers and dooms this season. For no apparent reason other than that I think Behemoth and Tiamat are going to be absolutely phenomenal. The higher the star level you get them to. So as you can see, we do have a shield defender, applies 10 stacks of holy armor on enemies. Each stack can block 1 instance of damage. Now, this is slightly different. There is a slight nuance with regards to Holy Shield versus Holy Armor. So Catherine and Macaria here both remove Holy Armor when they take action. So that's before they hit the enemy. They will remove all of those Holy Armor stacks that are on there. This is opposed to Holy Shield. So if we jump into, where is my first deviant? Lysandra, that you will do. So we jump into Deviant. At the start of battle, all allies receive 2 stacks of Holy Shield. Each stack can block 1 instance of damage. Note the subtle wording difference. Holy Shield versus Holy Armor. Holy Armor is only applied in PvE content, which is why when units like Macaria, like Catherine, do take action in PvP content, they don't dispel all of the stacks of Holy Shield that are on enemies. It's because they have Holy Armor removal. 2 slightly different things. PvE enemy units will apply Holy Armor, whereas players will stack Holy Shields instead. So it's just a slight nuance, and the reason that I'm including Arthur in this particular lineup is because of his rune passive. So if you do have his, you don't even need unique runes for this, you just need epic runes on him. Before taking any action, removes Holy Armor effect from all enemies. So he does that effect as well, and so does Catherine. So just something to keep in mind there. I believe Catherine does as well. It's not just limited to this list right here. There are other units within the Pantheon that do that as well. So let's jump in without further ado and let's see how this team functions and whether or not the indirect damage approach is a viable one. Now, there are 3 enemy monarchs on the team, technically 4, including Talos, but Talos will not contribute towards that stat. Doesn't contribute towards any of the synergy stats there. So you won't, if say for example, one of these enemies were to go down, if this was a normal enemy team lineup, then all of my buffs would go right away. Whereas because Talos, it does not contribute towards the synergies, they don't. So here we go. Enemy has applied 10 stacks of Holy Armor, protected them from the burn and indirect damage. Tsukiyomi here, going to do basically nothing. She will apply a little bit of corrode, and that is primarily because of the, because I've got her runes available. And she has a chance to double the number of corrode stacks when she takes action against that enemy unit. Here we go. So we have basically wiped out these enemies as much as we possibly can, and Doris here to do the business. That is spot on. But as you saw, Arthur, when he took action, all of those stacks of Holy Shield were removed from all enemies, which made it really, really easy for us to finish that mission. So that is it for 40. Let's jump into 45. Okay, and we are back. So we are looking at Lachesis this time. So Lachesis is a unit which applies revitalization. Revitalization at the start of the round will heal enemies, restoring 50% of max HP every round for 2 rounds, and casts in round 1, cooldown of 1 round. So every round she will be applying this revitalization effect. And what we're looking for is a unit that is slow enough to act after Lachesis. The reason that we have a unit that acts after Lachesis in this particular setup is because even if we were to remove it the following round, the revitalization has already taken place. So what we want to do is we want Gwyn here, who is our counter hero, to act as slow as possible, seemingly slower than enemy Lachesis. Normally Lachesis is very quick, but in this particular fight she is the last one to act on the enemy team, I believe, maybe besides Victoria, Vittoria. Keep getting those two mixed up, but you do have Gwyn here, who should be slower than enemy Lachesis, which means that he will act after, and he will remove the revitalization before these guys get a chance to heal. Now, we're not doing any indirect damage here like we discussed previously. In this particular build, we're looking for as much healing as we possibly can, and that is to provide Hecate here and Sal enough power and enough attack stacks to effectively beat these enemies out. So we'll see whether or not this team is good enough. If not, we can just build another team. The reason that I'm running Avengers is because of the damage reduction here. So we do get 75% damage reduction, which will allow us to survive these initial fights as well. So enemies here apply the unstoppable effect. They've got their holy shields active, and now we are looking. So relics, I'm just using pretty standard relics. We're going to use chest, we're going to use sphere, and we're going to use hand of Tyr as well. The sphere is very helpful in adding the attack stacks. So as you can see, we have 20 stacks of attack already on Hecate, which means that she will be invincible for this first round, and as well she's going to output massive amounts of damage. So as you can see, the revitalization effect has taken place, but fortunately Gwyn is slower than enemy Lachesis, which means that the revitalization effect cannot take place at the start of the next round because it's been removed already. So we do get Sal to do massive amounts of damage here. And how much is Hecate doing? A decent amount of damage as well. Remember, this is only round 1. And we're going to build up. So we do apply these attack stacks with thanks to Gwyn and Hecate working together. Every time we get attacked, Gwyn will apply those attack stacks. And it looks like we have been able to take out the enemies here as well. So we are increasing our attack stacks quite consistently. Sal does increase attack stacks by 15 and damage stacks by 15. And Hecate here will also increase the attack stack limit by 20 if you have it by default. I think it goes up to 30 if you don't have it by default. So as you can see, still building up attack stacks here, and we are just keep going and going and going. We do apply all these attack stacks and damage stacks here, and then Sal, yeah, to finish things off, not bad at all. Looks like he has done the most and out damaged Hecate, but only because he took action before her as well. So that is Nightmare 45 for Season 10 completed, and let's jump into Nightmare 50. Okay, so we are up to the boss mercenary, the Cursed Bride. This is a different version of Emily, very, very strong and very difficult to take down unless you know how to. So the first thing that we need to look at is the boss mercenary and whether or not we can take these guys down, and it looks like we can. So when an enemy deals basic attack, the boss loses 1% of its max HP. This is actually worded incorrectly. It's not the boss that loses the 1 HP, it is the spider itself that loses 1 HP. And attacks one random enemy, dealing 100% damage and losing 1 of its own HP when the enemy unit deals a basic attack. So we just need to get this boss mercenary down, or the actual mercenaries down, as quickly as we possibly can. Deals 50% damage to 1 random enemy. Okay, applies deceive on 1 enemy and boost attack by 2000% for 1 round. Deceive units will attack their allies using basic attacks, so watch out for that. Holy shield is very good at preventing that as well. Attacks all enemies, dealing 90% damage, casts around 4. and for every 2 allies lost, it loses 20% of its own HP. So the quicker that we can take these guys down, the better off that we will be. And then from round 10 onwards, all allies receive max HP revival effects. So these do come back, but we are looking to take these guys out before then. So a way to beat this boss, or the best way to beat this boss, is in fact the counter-attack horn. So after triggering dodge, retaliates with a basic attack against the attacker during battle. Sounds easy, but it just means that we will be able to proc this enemy here. And then what I think I might do, I'm going to switch these two out. And the reason that I'm going to switch these two out is because we want to apply some corrode and some burn as well. So we will apply corrode and burn with Lancelot and Mulan on the team, two very, very strong units, and one which I do recommend running. The reason for that, again, is because the indirect damage will help destroy this boss's HP. Plus, as well, every time Lancelot does a basic attack, he will apply stacks of corrode on each enemy, and every time Mulan attacks, she will also apply those stacks of corrode, and allow for this back row to apply burn. So potentially pop in Lachesis in this front spot instead, and having Lancelot on this back row is going to yield better results. So we'll jump in. We'll just have to see whether or not this team's good enough. If not, we'll build another team, or a relatively standard team, in order to beat this boss, including Gaia, Elisha, Atrops, Dahlia, etc, etc, in order to try and beat it. But again, we're just looking for as many of these dodges as we possibly can. Probably should have included the dodge, or the additional dodge rate in here as well. As you can see, not getting as many dodges as I would like, but we are attacking these guys as well. We do proc this twice, so we should get some healing in here. And Lachesis should provide some healing for the rest of our team as well when she does her ultimate attack. Also, something to note, Lachesis can remove these holy shields with her ultimate attack. So let's just show that off right now. So we do get this burn, no dodge from Lachesis, but we do get Lancelot to attack back here. No dodge there, unfortunately, but we do remove all those stacks of holy shield from the enemy boss, and it looks like, yeah, we're doing plenty of damage here, applying this burn as well. So the burn is going to be really, really important in taking this boss down, because it does percentage based damage rather than doing any other type of damage. So typically you will see Mystifiers do, yeah, so the burn has taken quite a bit of quite a lot off this enemy boss as well. But we should see, that nearly took us out then. But again, we should see a lot of damage coming through here. We get Sal to respond, and then we should see, hopefully, yep, so there we go. There, all the boss's minions down, and the boss will lose all of the HP. And because we're able to take enough off that boss, we are able to take them down. It looks like Mulan to do the most here as well. So that is Nightmare 50. My apologies for the delay, but it is what it is. If you do need any help on lineups like that, I wouldn't suggest asking me in the comments, because I'm not able to check your teams out, not able to check your box out. I would suggest jumping on the Discord, going into lineup help and asking for help there as well, because there are plenty of people and very experienced people who will be able to provide you with the answers that you do need in order to pass through the difficult content. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day, and good luck in all of your attempts.